What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on CFL Central. CFL content for the fans, by the fans. Now, free agency has started in the CFL, and it has been a pretty damn busy day. I did not think it would be as busy as it was. I obviously thought there would be a lot of signings, but a lot of guys moving. A lot of guys I didn't expect, and a lot of teams being more active than I usually would have expected that they did. And in this video, we're not going to be going in on all the signings that have happened between the Bombers and all the other 8 other teams in the CFL. We're going to be focusing on 2 players that have left the Bombers in particular, Kenny Lawler and Andrew Harris. Because when you hear those 2 names and the words leave the Bombers, you might get a little shiver down your spine, because I know I did earlier today, because I definitely do not want to see my boy Andrew Harris playing for the Argonauts. But at the same time, I think all of this, with everything that we've seen go from the re-sign period to free agency, I think the Bombers have done a pretty good job at setting themselves up for the future and made the right decisions when it comes to cap flexibility and roster management. Obviously, Carter, you can take us into that side of things. And how do you feel about that? Do you agree? Do you think, are we going to struggle a little bit? Because these are really key guys, top of the league guys,
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing that I think is very key that the Bombers recognized is with Kenny Lawler leaving. Though you have that receiver depth, you do want to pick up at least someone, which is why I think it was a good idea when they picked up Greg Ellingson. I'm not going to get too much into that because we're going to leave that for we are going to have another video coming out
probably like at least 20 minutes long.
The whole day one free agency, which is a lot of stuff happening. But the point is that they found a guy who is a pretty good replacement for him, and it is going to be a lot cheaper because he wasn't like. Because let's be honest here, one of the things that is important is that Kenny Lawler is an awesome talent. But if you combine an awesome talent with an awesome team, it's going to boost the numbers up even more.
Absolutely.
Meaning this guy is going to be asking for more and more money. So
$300,000. In a year we already saw Whitehead get over $200,000.
And that was the record, and then it got broken once again by Kenny Lawler.
So
some huge payday to Kenny Lawler, $300,000 contract, and it's one of those things where the Bombers just were trying to get a guy of similar caliber, but wasn't on a team where he didn't have the opportunity to show himself to make him warrant a $300,000 payday, if that makes sense.
It does, but I also think that it's more of like an underrated signing. I feel like what the Bombers did with signing what I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Greg Ellingson?
Greg Ellingson, excuse me. Yes, I got to get familiar with that because he's I believe he's a 5-time 1,000-yard receiver.
Yes, he is.
In his like 7-year career or something like that, 6-year career.
I think he's been around longer than that.
Oh, well, either way, he's been a very
he's been around a while.
He's been around a while. He knows different systems. He's had success in different systems, and I think that this is a great signing for how the Bombers use their receiving core. Right, like you already have Wolikarski coming back on a 2-year contract. That's a very good signing. Who's going to get increased minutes? I think all of this stuff is kind of balancing out well enough to the point where you're like, okay, maybe Kenny Lawler was our star, but you don't always need a star wide receiver when you have a lot of really good wide receivers surrounded by an amazing quarterback, which you have in Zach Collaros. I think the Bombers are set up well, and I honestly like this. But I want to kind of switch this over to the running back side. Please.
One more thing on that. One of the important things about getting Ellingson is that he actually has played with Zach Collaros before.
Yes.
Played with Zach Collaros when they were both in Hamilton.
I forgot about that.
So it's an important key thing to mention so that he's going to be aware. He'll be aware of Zach Collaros' style, whether he's aware of the Winnipeg systems or not. So I'm sure he'll fit right in. But anyways, like you were saying, it's good to get into that running back side of things now. Because Andrew Harris gone, so
it's a end of an era. But at the end of the day, when you look at what he was able to accomplish in 5 years with the Bombers compared to the decade and a half of mediocrity that was Winnipeg Blue Bombers football, I think that it was without a doubt one of the best tendered portions of a guy's career in a while. 2-time Grey Cup champion, as well as being the most outstanding player in the Grey Cup final and the most outstanding Canadian, which has never been done before. He won both of them in the 2019 Grey Cup. He's a legend. He's going to be an easy first ballot Hall of Famer. I can't say enough about Andrew Harris and all he's done for the Bombers and for the province of Manitoba and city of Winnipeg. So obviously it hurts to watch my favorite player of all time go. But at the end of the day, the Bombers have set themselves up to be prepared, whether or not it's going to be I guess the best word for it is we don't know how the Bombers are going to perform at running back, with the longevity of a full season, especially going back to a full calendar season instead of just being the shortened COVID season. But I think Brady Oliveira and especially Johnny Augustine, they may, they might struggle at times, but at the end of the day, I think they have the talent to jump in.
Yeah.
I am optimistic.
They have the promise.
I'm cautiously optimistic just because of the void Andrew Harris is going to leave in the locker room as well as the running back core. But they have the promise, they have the skill, and yeah, I'm definitely interested in asking Johnny Augustine all these questions on when we talk to him on Saturday. So if you haven't already seen that announcement, Johnny Augustine will be coming on the channel. You guys will be watching it on Sunday. We'll be talking to him on Saturday morning. So we will have
your comments down below.
Absolutely. So we'll be talking a lot with him about the 2022 running back core for the Bombers now, with him and Oliveira both signing to 2-year deals, right? They're both Canadians. They both are connected to this team, and I'm very interested to see what their thoughts are without Harris and how they're going to split details moving forward so early on already into free agency, and kind of get the idea of what they're going with. And I'm really happy with who we have in running back. I'm just going to obviously miss one of the greats. Like, you're obviously going to miss a great, but at the end of the day, the Bombers prepared themselves to lose top-end guys by signing core contributors and also signing really good out of the system depth and in the wide receiver category and in other categories as well. So free agency isn't done. It's only day one. Sure. I think that the Bombers are on the right track. Other teams are getting scary. Yeah. Bombers are already scary. When you look at who they've re-signed compared to teams who are signing guys in free agency, the Bombers still, no one comes close to it, in my opinion, when you actually look at the talent that they've been able to keep on that defensive side of the ball, and as well as the offense as well, with Caleros coming back as well. So I think we're set still.
I think the Bombers have done. I think they realize, obviously, with everything that's going on, they're going to lose some guys, and I think they've done they've set themselves up as best they can to really minimize the damage.
Absolutely.
Of these bigger guys losing, and making sure that there is at least someone in the system or out of the system to step up and take care of that position.
Absolutely.
And who knows? There's always the opportunity where, like, we you have like Kenny Lawler, who really broke out this past season. Before we had him, you had heard of him, but you hadn't heard of him nearly as you would have Nick Dempsey.
You never would have heard of Kenny Lawler being a $300,000 player. No one would have thought that.
Oh, no, of course.
No,
of course
no way.
Not. But, there's always this possibilities with these guys are getting that the Bombers can develop them into that, as they've proved that they're capable of doing that time and time again. So I'm excited for this next upcoming season in Winnipeg.
Me too, my friend. Me too. And all of you guys should be as well. And if you're not a fan of the Bombers, look out, because we're going to be scary. But with all that being said, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below as always. What are your thoughts on these guys leaving? And also, what is your favorite memory with Andrew Harris and with Kenny Lawler? We'd both love to hear them. So go down in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on everything that's happened so far in free agency. Make sure to go down in the description as well. Follow us both on Twitter, Instagram, and check out all the affiliated links there as well. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Peace, love, and positivity as always from both me and Carter. Have a great rest of your day, and go Bombers, go!